to my channel. My name is Kristen, MyOpulence on Instagram if you came over from there. This week I did a paint splatter look. This was inspired by a watercolor look I did earlier this week that you guys really enjoyed. So I'm going to talk a lot about my creative process, what inspires me, and then how I kind of find fun shapes, unique things to do. This is obviously a little bit more out of the box than just my regular colorful looks. So I hope you guys really enjoy this and that we can go on a bit of a creative journey together. And I also want to give a shout out to Powder Room D. They sent me this wig and I'm obsessed with it. It's my first time ever wearing a wig. I have bought other wigs off of eBay, just didn't enjoy them. They're very inexpensive and cheap, and this is just a phenomenal wig and I'm obsessed. The roots, I'm still figuring out how to blend this hairline. I feel like it's a little harsh, but it's black hair and I have blonde hair, so I can't my roots are blonde and you can't see the purple at all, so you can't even blend it because it would just look really bad anyway, so it's a work in progress. If you guys have any tips, please let me know. I did pluck some of it out. I just feel like I'm just too shy, I guess. I probably should just be more aggressive. Anyways, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, or if you just want to say hi, I'd love to talk to you guys in the comments. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
Alright guys, so this is going to be a slightly different tutorial than my last ones. I showed you the products in advance because this is pretty much just me going through very fast all the steps I took for this look. So I start out with a very small liner brush and I just find the placement of where I want the colors. You can kind of see what I'm doing, but it really doesn't show up that well. It's very light. And then I start going in and packing the color on. I started out with MakeupGeek shadows, but I realized the pigmentation, the brightness wasn't what I wanted. So then I switched over to the Melt Radioactive stack, which was perfect for this look. And then I continued to use the MakeupGeek shadows just to add depth at the end. So I start out just kind of by putting the shadows on. I'm pretty sloppy, pretty messy, because paint splatter is inherently messy. And also the fallout works beautifully for this look because it kind of helps you figure out and gives you suggestions for where you should put the other smaller splatter dots, I guess you could call them. So I'm using a Smith lip brush for this actually. It's the Smith 302 brush. I really like the density it has and the angle it has. It just worked really well. And I'm able to use the same brush for this whole process because every time I go to a different color, and you'll see I'll do one color and then I'll go to the next color and then I'll go to the next color, I wipe off my brush just with a makeup wipe really quick so there's no blending of the colors in that sense. So I really want to talk about as well my creative process. So typically, looks don't just come to me. It's not something that I'm sitting here oh yeah, totally, let's do that. I spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to do. I think about the shapes I'm going to use, the colors I'm going to use. Whether you're using the same colors but doing a different shape, or if you're using different colors and using the same shape, there's a lot of different ways you can challenge yourself to step outside the box. I like to look at inspirational photos, so for when I did my watercolor look, I looked at photos of watercolor paintings and watercolor splatters for a good 10-15 minutes and really understood what look I was going for and the kind of watercolor I wanted to show. So now that I've packed on all my colors, I'm actually going in with Duraline from Inglot. It's a liquid mixing medium, and I put a little drop on the back of my hand and then I mix it with whatever color I'm using, and I'm using the same exact brush, same thing. It's giving me more defined lines and also a little bit more darkness to the color, and I really liked how it looked. I will say these colors, the greens, yellows, and oranges, they're hard to get the pigmentation or the variance in depth I found, and I forgot I was filming and the filming stopped and skipped ahead to all this stuff. And now I'm going to be going in with my glitter. which is Starcrushed Minerals. I have a coupon code that I listed in the beginning, and I'll list it below, 50% off. It's just my name. I'm also thinking of doing a little kind of mini tutorial on how I apply glitter and the different ways to apply glitter, because I use glitter a lot and I get a lot of questions from you guys on how I do it. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below and I will get that out for you soon. So this is actually almost the end. This tutorial went by really fast. I added some liner and lashes after I finished my glitter, and yeah. Sorry I didn't get to talk as much about my creative process. I thought I had more time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was fun to watch, and I'll see you on the next one.